Act. Serviles are generally used for record keeping and other less physical taxing jobs. They are too smart to be used for farming and too weak to be used for fighting. This female shows you respect and awe that seems to be the norm here. Shaper, you inspect us at last. I am Danya. Welcome to the Records Hall. I maintain and train other Serviles to maintain it. I hope it meets your approval. You keep records. You know much about the history of Susha Island? Very little. The records are, well, we don't really understand them. But I've gathered a little bit of knowledge. Do you know why the island was barred or what it was used for? Records tell us huge amounts of supplies were moved around here. Many shapers came and left. The most important shapers were Defenel, Cortada, and Denet. Corada. What they were doing and why they left, I have no idea. I am so sorry. I can tell you, though, who keeps the good records. His name is Toivo. He is foul. He's a foul taker in Kazg. He jealously guards the most valuable records of the Shapers, even the locations of their most useful artifacts. To learn more, find him. Anything about the canisters I've been finding? They seem to be changing me. They're discovered here. I have records of their construction and use. They are capable of rewriting the very code of life hidden deep within your being. The Shapers then stopped making them suddenly and fled the island. I don't know why. She looks at you closely. Shaper, you've been using them, haven't you? Though I have never seen one of you, you look strange to me. She fetches and holds an old mirror, worn and cracked, and shows you your face. She's right. You have changed. There's a cold look in your eyes, and you think you can see a faint glow from underneath your skin. Very strange. I haven't used that many, but it's already having an effect. Innately. The Servile is young and she moves as she bears a heavy burden. Her hands show signs of much hard work and her robes are clean, indicating she has been working inside for a while. Sees you, she kneels. A single tear runs down her cheek. I heard, but I did not dare to believe. It's true. For all our waiting, you have returned to us. Welcome, Shaper. I am Nately, head of the farmers. I have trained the Serviles as you would wish. Why are you so worn out? She bends lower, leaning closer to you for strength. Not long ago, my bonded was lost. His name was Hudge. He was cutting wood. A Lish poisoned him and he died. For a time, I questioned how the Shapers could abandon us, and I wondered how they could let these things happen to us. In the end, Rydell came to me and told me it was all for the best. He told me how you understood and how you made sure it was all happening for a reason. It was a great comfort to me. Please, Shaper, forgive all my doubts. What does it mean to be bonded? It's my mate, my love. It's interesting, though you knew Serviles were fertile and could reproduce. This would be a waste of effort to magically create all that are needed. You never thought about their mating rituals and such. Isn't something Shapers pay much attention to. See, she's an obeyer. And as I recall, I remember this particular Servile saying this actually upsets her. She wants to be... have you agree with what the guy told her. Serviles always grew food here for the Shapers on Susha Isle. When they left, we felt they would one day return, and we wanted to be able to resume the service to our creators. So for generations we have trained our children to grow food. Of course, being able to eat it ourselves helped us survive and serve you better. Stay to your farms. I also cleared the rogues away from the west gate. Oh, Shaper, I know. Thank you. Even now we are sending farmers out to repair the considerable damage. Thanks to you, we will not starve. You came to solve our problems when all was worst, as we always thought you would. As we were always taught you would. See it. I guess that's the farmer's hall. Godwin, huh? I bet he's the head of the lumberjacks. Burly Servile has a pair of axes on his belt, one on either side. He looks very restless and not excessively in awe of you. This hall was once quite grand, has been converted into a lumber yard. The smell of freshly cut wood is heavy in the air. I'm Godwin, he says. I'm the head woodsman. I keep our Serviles trained in the ways. So when Shapers return, we're ready to fetch wood for them. It's odd. We've never known Serviles to be asked to fetch wood. What's all this wood for? Warmth, tools, cooking fires. We're also running out of space in the Shaper buildings. We think we should try to make our own, new buildings out of wood. We don't know if Serviles making buildings follows the true will of the Shapers. There is argument, but soon I think we will have no choice. Never met a Servile woodsman before. No? Cutting trees and getting wood is one of the main things Shapers used us Serviles for. Though that was a long time ago, I guess. That's why we make sure to train new woodsfolk down to generation. You must always be able to obey your will, though it's often been difficult. What sort of difficulties? Nothing that'll surprise you. Rogues, Vlish, lots of them. And the boys to the south. They aren't tough. Run a few of us at them with axes, and we can take them down quick. But the next week they're back. They keep reappearing. And we can't figure out from where. Perhaps I can figure out where the Vlish are coming from. It's a spawner. Be good. I'd always hoped Shapers would return to help us. Never thought it would happen. But if it did, I'm sure I would be grateful. If you can find the source of the Vlish and remove it, I would reward you as best I can. Yay, quest. Farmer? Okay, that's just a building. Just a regular empty building, nothing much of interest in there. Also, that guy we rescued is nowhere to be seen now. So there was a number of blood splatters on the floor. They are quite dry, but they're not very old. Huh. Curious. Massive halls, sparsely decorated. The floor is bare except for a scattering of chairs arranged for discussion. It is as if there is nothing placed here to distract from the business at hand. This is a meeting hall of Pentel, and the center of the Obeyers sect. From here, the plans of the Serviles are set into motion, all with the sole intention of pleasing the Shapers. And Leader Rydell, who is very fragile. I'm used to seeing this complicated mix of emotions in the face of a Servile. Normally they are simple, obedient, docile creatures, not this one. You see the face of one who has spent many years in command, plotting, scheming, and who has now come face to face with the thing he has worshipped for many years. Awe and cunning fight within him as he tries to decide how to deal with you. Finally he says, Shaper, I have heard of your arrival. I am awed and grateful that you have returned to us at last. I am Rydell. I am leader of the Obeyers, the only sect that has stayed steadfast and true in our obedience to your kind. We know that you were alone here and endangered by the rogue creations that surround us. We hope that you have come to assist us and to reward us for our obedience. He looks up at you expectantly. I want to leave the island. Tell me of these Obeyers. Gladly, Shaper. My life is centered around describing our beliefs. I think that they will, upon reflection, be pleasing to you. We are dedicated to nothing but showing your kind the obedience we owe you as our creators. We hope one day we will be able to convince you to ally with us. What sort of things have you done on this island in our name? I'm glad you asked. We've attempted to maintain your structures, and we keep ourselves trained in the skills you required of us. In addition, we have interfered as much as we can with the strange rogue Serviles around us. Interfered? How? However we could. We realized the awakened or the takers... If the awakened or takers gain strength, their ideas might escape Sushi Island and infect others. So we maintained the servant mines, harassed their villages, and kept them from needed supplies and so on. For example, we kept the servant mine Control 4 to the west alive, as well as this... alive and well. This has helped keep Valkyrie small and weak, and thus unable to seriously expand their anti-Shaper views. Good job. I'm in the village. It's the largest Servile settlement on Susha. We have worked hard to make it so. We wanted to be ready for when the Shapers return. Still, the many threats we face have made it our lot a difficult one. We have the rogues. I would, but I think it would be best if you learn of the threats which face us from those who must deal with them directly every day. Find McCall, he can tell you much. And Shaper, if you are feeling merciful, please help us. Recently our difficulties have been great. We have one group that carries it out. We train each new generation to plan to serve as the ancestors have served. Okay. So I need to speak with McCall. 8 living tools. Guard Servile. Guard Servile. Guard Serviles. Have I seen McCall already? Where's the barracks? This looks like a barracks. There's McCall. Yeah, you ever get used to seeing Serviles like this one. Tall, armed, armored, and skilled with weapons. Fortunately, you have little to fear. This one is all he can do to keep from throwing himself to the floor at your feet. Welcome, Great Shaper! I am McCall Blade, commander of the armed Serviles here. We've waited so long for the return of your kind. There are so many foes facing us, and so little we can do to oppose them without help. What's troubling you? Leave our city gates to the east and travel down the road. You will reach the Thorny Wood. Along the central road, you will find a small outpost. The guards there block in a band of dangerous rogue Serviles sent from wicked Kaz to the east. They have protected themselves with traps and guards. We cannot eliminate them, thus I must waste valuable forces besieging them. If you could slay them, it would be most useful to your loyal Serviles here. More threats? There are constant spies and infiltrators from Kaz. There are rogues, and now there must be sightings of evil humans on our isle. Our humans are barred from here, and yet they come. Tell me more about the humans. I've never seen one, I've only heard rumors, but this is what I have heard. They look different. They speak a strange tongue. Their manner is strange, and they come here on ships from far away. Each one has the strength of 10 thods, and they can shoot beams of flame from their eyes. That one's not quite accurate. It's a rumor. This is all rumor, so perhaps some of it might not be reliable. Wonder which part. Spies from Kaz. Kaz is a village to the east. It is a sick place, consumed by the belief of the takers. Would lead us in a rebellion against your kind. The horror of it. I can't bear to think of it. They send spies out here all the time to foment violence against our creators. Do not worry, though. When we find one of them, we deal with them. How? Quickly, in a way that ensures they will never question the Shapers again. We will never hesitate to do your will. And the rogues. We don't know. It first started about a year ago. First 1 or 2, small and misshapen, but then more. And then hordes. I hear there are even huge beasts that hide in the caves and make the things themselves. First it was a nuisance, now it threatens our lives. Yeah, this is where they deal with the spies. Where are you, Deacon? What are you doing down there? Get up here. Well, our journal has... have any special items? Not really. We've got a lot of quests, though. Okay, one more thing. I'm gonna go back to Pintle, or Valkyrie, and I'm gonna talk to that guy and tell her I found Pixley. Got a lot of essence now. I just gotta remember where that trader is. In here, perhaps? Hello? At Pixley and Pintle, she's eager to resume trade with you and thinks the route to Pintle is clearing. It could be that you could, with all your important Shaper business, remember to help one as humble as me. Here's a reward for you. We awaken believe in getting fair payment for assistance. Gives you 3 living tools, genuine Shaper artifacts. Yay, and 15 experience. Not very much, but that was a super easy quest. Talk to 2 people. Getting to the second person isn't quite as easy, but you know, whatever. So far I think I like Pintle the most. Let's just go in and out these doors to get these things on the map, and then I think I'm going to end it. Because we're probably pushing an hour and a half. Okay, the Wooded Valley. And over here, what's over here? I do think this critter down here can help me in some fashion, but I forget what. I don't think it is a trainer though. Could be mistaken. And over here is Pintle East. Alright, saving the game. And I will talk to you all later, alright? You guys take care. Bye-bye for now.